The Irish accent and the Jamaican accent sound similar because they are similar. And that's because Irish indentured servants taught African slaves how to speak English in Jamaica. Bear with me because I've been getting these comments in a lot of my videos for a while now. But first let me start a couple of hundred years ago. The British doing what they do best, they colonised Jamaica. So they sent slaves from Africa and indentured servants from Ireland. Now what's the difference between an African slave and an Irish indentured servant? That's widely disputed amongst historians, but the only thing I know is that it was absolutely fucking shit for both sides. Thousands of these African slaves and thousands of these Irish indentured servants both died because the conditions were so fucking bad. But the Irish and the newly arrived slaves were fucked. Both of them in their own little hell on earth. But this is where the Irish servants started to teach the African slaves how to speak English. And that's how our accents sound so fucking similar. Until this day in Jamaica, the second biggest ethnic group in Jamaica is actually Irish-Jamaican. A quarter of Jamaica's population claims to have some Irish in them, Bob Marley included. Then not too long ago, both of our countries got our own independence from the Brits. And now the two tiny nations of Ireland and Jamaica have a massive influence on the rest of the world. Shake that thing.
Greetings everyone, once again welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm your host Kagiroscope, and in today's video I'm going to talk about this video whereby there is this Irish man who is out here with claims that the Irish people taught Jamaicans how to speak English. Well, my answer here is just simple. It's no, the Irish people did not teach Jamaicans how to speak English. But now, I'd love to hear from you in the comment section. I want you to watch this video. I've made a compilation of videos from these claims that the Irish people taught Jamaicans how to speak English. So I want you to watch this video up to the end, and then I'll be back with a few discussion. But remember, if you're watching my videos for the first time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and also comment. To my returning subscribers, I have to say thank you so much for the love and support. We are heading to 500 subscribers. I mean, you remember when I said we started from zero? I mean, you can tell the difference. So guys, let's watch this video and then I'll be back with a few discussion.
In Jamaica, we speak 3 different dialects. Nobody never tell her that. You have to learn something today. In Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, they speak Patois. Patois. Ocherius, Portland, St. Mary, Kingston, we speak Patois. The people them uptown now, them different, you know. Them speak Patois. For example, somebody uptown would say, "Brother, Jessica run off, you know, brother." We know Patois, we would have say, "Jessica run off, you know, brother." Yeah, man, Jessica run off of foreign. People in Senti, we speak Patois, would have say, "Jessica, they run off, you know." Jessica, they run off of foreign. 3 different dialects.
Irish indentured servants taught African slaves how to speak English in Jamaica.
This video has millions of views, but despite its popularity, the content creator makes a lot of untrue claims. Let's talk about it. The claim that Irish indentured servants taught enslaved Africans how to speak English is not true. Long before the first indentured servant stepped foot in Jamaica, the British were there. Enslaved Africans who worked in domestic situations, for example, or who had other direct contact with the British, learned English before and without any interaction with the Irish. No one sat down and taught enslaved Africans how to speak English in droves. They learned it because they were intelligent and because they had to do so for their jobs. The second claim is that we don't know which was worse between indentured servitude and chattel slavery. Yes, we do. Chattel slavery was infinitely worse. Although both systems were oppressive, indentured servants had rights. They could take their employers to court for bad treatment. They could earn their freedom even if it took them longer than they anticipated. Enslaved Africans, by law, didn't even have the right to life. One of the things I saw commenters say a lot is that they're Jamaican or have Jamaican ancestry and have Irish last names. That happened because some indentured servants who were able to buy their freedom gained enough wealth to then turn around and buy enslaved Africans. A lot of you might be saying, well, why does that matter? His video was one of solidarity, to show that both the Irish and Jamaicans existed under the system of British colonialism. Well, it matters because it's not true. As Caribbean people, we know what to do when we're faced with overtly racist comments or overtly racist misinformation. But misinformation like this is more dangerous. It's subtle. It's easier for it to slip through the cracks. The revisionist, whitewashed history that we were taught about our cultures, who we are as people, and our languages was also taught to people in other cultures. Thankfully, over the last few decades, Caribbean scholars and researchers have worked tirelessly to debunk this misinformation. It's their work that's the reason I can do videos like this. Their work is the reason you message me and comment me and see me in the street and tell me that you're now more proud of your language after watching my videos. I don't have any issues with this creator. He shared information that I assume he believes to be factual and to be historically accurate. My hope is that at least one Caribbean person watches this video and leaves knowing the truth about our ancestors' struggles, their history, and that the reason we speak the way that we do is because of their intelligence and their resilience. We have to push back against any narrative that does not honor them or their legacies. There's so much more I wanted to say, but I could not fit it into this 3-minute video. So if you're interested, let me know and I'll make a longer one for YouTube. All the resources are in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Why does the Jamaican accent sound so similar to the Irish accent? Last night I watched the Bob Marley movie One Love, and I couldn't help but notice how Irish the Jamaican Patois sounded. Before African slaves were brought over to Jamaica, this guy over here, Oliver Cromwell, he brought over Irish slaves to help populate Jamaica. These Irish slaves did not thrive in the Jamaican sunlight, coining them the name Redlegs. In 1655, Oliver Cromwell's son Henry Cromwell ordered 1,000 Irish girls and 1,000 Irish boys to be kidnapped and enslaved to be brought over to Jamaica. Jamaica's sugar boom prompted many Irish people living in the Barbados to move over, as many as 5,000, and many more Irish people from Ireland to move to Jamaica. With many of the Irish being classified as slaves or indentured servants and working alongside West African Jamaicans, Irish-Jamaicans started families and shared traditions with these West African Jamaicans. By the 20th century, nearly 130,000 Irish people ended up in Jamaica, whether by choice or by force. And just over 1 million African slaves were forcibly moved to Jamaica. Currently, around 25% of Jamaicans claim partial or full Irish ancestry, even though less than 1% of Jamaicans are white. Due to the similar socioeconomic status of Irish Jamaicans and West African Jamaicans, and the willingness of both cultures to integrate with each other, today's Jamaican accent is left with a very Irish sound to it.
Everybody keeps trying to tell me that there's some sort of historical correlation between the Jamaican accent and the Irish accent. I need to tell you something. 1, stop gaslighting me. 2, I've never been so disappointed in myself because, oh my god, Ireland, you might not know this. My chat patois real good. Like real nice for a white picnic child. For a young white, my Jamaican accent really is, I mean, not to toot my own horn or blow my own bagpipe, but I do's a good Jamaican. Why is my Irish accent suck? Well, it doesn't suck, but like, I need it to be perfect without trying. So, I've began the show Dairy Girls. It's fucking hilarious. I love that show. And also just listening to some Irish music. Hoping to perfect my accent at least by like April 1st. April 1st. Your 2B ex-boyfriend is scared of any kid over 6 in a tracksuit. With your whack-ass boyfriend, bro. Break up with him. That's a little more than slightly embarrassing. Ask my mom, the prettiest bad nose. You don't like taking pictures, so I'm gonna take plenty. Then we walk from the pub, I look you in your eyes and I take off your panty. That's not what he says.
This is why Scottish people sound like Jamaicans. The Scottish and Irish were enslaved. They actually helped to build New York City and a lot of America. Those Scottish slaves traveled to America as well as the Caribbean. And this is why today in Jamaica, the Jamaicans be sounding like this. And before, Jamaicans were actually speaking Spanish. But in the 1700s, these Irish, Scottish, indentured servants or slaves were sent either to America or to the Caribbean, also as well, that includes Jamaica. This is why you have the white Jamaicans. If you go to Jamaica, you'll be thinking that the man is from Scotland. They'll tell you, me just a white Jamaican, me not lame man. So when you start to go to Jamaica and you see there's black and white Jamaicans, even though black and white equals a social construct, because the term race did not exist until after the 1500s, they used this term to split and divide us from each other. Instead of looking at the love that we're supposed to have for each other, we are too busy looking at the skin color. One of the largest lies ever told to mankind. Black and white is not a race. Because Israel is represented by Joseph's coat of many colors. That's right, the rainbow. He stole that one too, and they gave it to the LGBTQZ community. And really, it goes back to the rainbow, the Noahide covenant. But we have to learn the story of Joseph and why Joseph's brothers, even though they were Hebrews, did not want Joseph to succeed. This is a parable for us today. Even though other people are our family members, we don't always want us to succeed or to excel in the truth. And this is what the powers to be, that's what they want for you. They don't want you to know that you as a Jamaican be related to the Scottish and the Irishman. Because then that would actually create, oh, Lord forbid, community or community. Because when we start to unite, we start to unite. And unity, community, is the last thing that they want. It's also why we ended up making y'all the Health Bible. Everything that you need to know just about is going to be available at jacobslink.com. Also, go ahead and get you some handcrafted honey, the world's best, straight from the island. Jacob's Link. A lot of black people are Irish.
Wow. Once again, great people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm your host, Kagirascope, and I have to appreciate you all for the love and support you've been showing unto me. And if you're still watching this video up to this point, then just know that you are no longer my fan. You are family, and I really value family a lot. So guys, I have to say this, thank you so much. Now let's dive into this video whereby this Irish man, as you've seen, came out with claims that the Irish people taught Jamaicans how to speak English. And like I said in my intro, the Irish people did not teach Jamaicans how to speak English. I mean, that's my own opinion. From my own research, from my own understanding, I stand with my answer. No, the Irish people did not teach Jamaicans how to speak English. Now, in this commentary, we are going to break down a little bit of Jamaica's history and Jamaica's relationship with the Irish people. Now, before we even dive into this commentary, I love to bring something to your attention. Remember, we started from 0 subscribers. I remember when I posted my videos and nobody was watching. Until you guys happened. Until you guys happened. I rose from 0 subscribers to right now we are almost heading to 450 subscribers. I mean, you can tell that growth. And you all know that in all of this journey, everything I can feel is love. You guys, you've overwhelmed me with love. I mean, I love you back. I love you so much, and your love will never be taken for granted. So let's dive into our commentary today regarding this video that Irish people taught Jamaicans how to speak English. Now, like I said, sorry for that. Like I said, my answer will still remain as no. Irish people did not teach Jamaicans how to speak English. Reason being, because you might have come across these claims over the internet, and some Irish people have even went further and said that Jamaicans speak how they speak today because of the Irish people. Irish people say that the accent that the Jamaicans have came from them. Well, what do you think? What do you think of these claims? They say that even the Jamaican Patois language came from the Irish people. I'd love to hear from you guys. I mean, in this video, there are a lot of questions that really need answers. Because you'll understand that we need to separate facts from fiction when you're talking about a country's history. You're not supposed to mislead people. Now, this story takes us back, way back to the 1600s. And you'll understand that during the 1655, the English, or rather England, they captured Jamaica from Spain. And from that point, Jamaica became an English colony, which simply means Jamaica was colonized by England. Irish people, or rather Ireland, did not colonize Jamaica. Now, you will understand that the moment Jamaica became an English colony, English became the government's language. English became that language that was used by the plantain farmers, by these small-scale farmers. English became, or rather was, the language that was forced on these enslaved people. There is nowhere the Irish people have been mentioned anywhere. Jamaica was not captured from the Irish people. It was captured from Spain. Now, you'll understand one thing. During these 1600s, some of the Irish people were taken to the Caribbeans. And now this is where the Irish people comes in. The Irish people were taken to Jamaica with several reasons, different reasons. One being, they were forced to the Caribbeans. Another reason being, some traveled to the Caribbeans willingly, and some traveled to the Caribbeans for economic reasons. And at this point, some of these Irish people, while they were in the Caribbeans, traveled to different countries in the Caribbeans, they were working as small-scale farmers. They were working as laborers. So when I saw this video about this Irish man claiming that they taught Jamaica English, it surely did not make sense to me. I mean, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me what you think. And like I said, when you talk about a certain country's history, you need to be sure of it. You don't need to mislead the people, because this is a country's history. And some history, or rather some country's legacy, is tied to the history. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful when you're talking about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I need to hear from you. This has been a little bit of the Jamaica and Irish people history, and I believe we'll be talking more about this as we still grow. Like I said, this channel is here majorly for educational and entertainment purposes. And if you feel like I've offended you, or that I've said something that's not true, I'd love for you to enlighten me in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Like I said, I'm open to learning. We all here to learn and have fun. So I've been your host, Kagiroscope. Remember, if you're watching my videos for the first time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and also comment. To my returning subscribers, my returning viewers, I have to say thank you so much for the love and support. So guys, until we meet again in my next video, peace out and one love.